Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I am here with another thrift store haul, and believe it or not, this is actually the 15th entry in this series, which just is amazing to me. But you guys know I love thrift shopping, I love bargain shopping, and so it never ends. I'll admit that it has slowed down quite a bit ever since I got my inherited movie collection, because I don't know what's in those boxes yet, because I'm doing it week by week, and so I don't want to buy some movies from the thrift store that might be in these boxes. So a lot of the things you're going to see were actually items that I bought prior to this, because I just have stacks and stacks over there ready to go for my thrift store haul. Just, you know, whenever I go to the store, they end up in the stack until I eventually do a haul video on them. And so yeah, these have been sitting here for a little bit of time now, but a lot of these I don't think are going to end up in my inherited movie collection, but who knows? I frankly have no idea. Which actually, now that I mention it, today we're going to be looking at some like middle grade and YA books, along with some TV series that I found recently. I think I have about a dozen or so TV series, and then about 8 to 10-ish books. And so yeah, lots to talk about. Should be a really fun one. So let's get into it, guys. If you guys have enjoyed this series though, please give this video a like down below. That engagement really does help me out, so I appreciate that very much. But yeah, with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to number 15, believe it or not, of my thrift store haul. We'll start with the books here, and the first one is a book that I have been searching for a long time. I actually ended up unhauling, well, it's still in the boxes from the beginning of 2020, or 2021 of my unhaul. They're still sitting here. I haven't actually gotten rid of them yet, but they're in boxes with the intention to get rid of. But anyway, that aside, this is The Face on the Milk Carton, and one of the later sequels is one I ended up getting rid of, or was in that box to get rid of, because I could never find this. And so I said, you know what? Just move on. But I finally picked this one up, and I will mention that this is actually a newer pickup, because my local thrift store was having a 50% off everything sale this past weekend. And so I think this, maybe a handful of the books you're going to see are actually from that, because they fit into that genre. So I put them in this one. And so, you know, very, very cheap on this, and very happy to have this one in the collection. This one is written by Carolyn B. Cooney, one of the books that really put her on the map as a YA horror or YA thriller author. I've never read it, but I have always wanted to. Like, I remember seeing this cover when I was young and just always wanting to check it out, but never have. So very happy that I was able to find The Face on the Milk Carton by Carolyn B. Cooney. Next up, in that same YA horror style, this time we're talking R.L. Stine. This is The Dead Lifeguard. So this is actually a Fear Street super chiller, which is really cool. And I don't know too much about this one. Frankly, I didn't even recognize the cover when I saw it, but I'm picking up any Fear Street book that I can whenever I see it out in the wild, because I would love to have more of these. I used to have a bunch when I was younger, but just in between the years, I ended up getting rid of almost all of them. And so yeah, just some I really want to pick up, and this is a good one for that collection. So yeah, really fun one. Fear Street Super Chiller, The Dead Lifeguard by R.L. Stine. I don't know what number this is in the series, but that doesn't matter too terribly much with this. So yeah, really cool one for the YA collection. These next four are totally random finds at the thrift store this weekend for half off. I couldn't pass it up. They are middle grade horror. These are the Hawaii Chillers books. So I have book one, what is it called? The Sharkman of Kapu Bay. This is book two, The Curse of Pele, I believe is how you would say that. And then I couldn't find book three, but I do have book four, The Night of the Living Tiki. I am all about this. My hope is that it's like a take on Night of the Living Dummy from Goosebumps. And then book number 6, they didn't have number 5 either, The Killer Cockroaches. So these are all written by P.J. Neri, I believe is how you would say that. And I don't know anything about these. Like, in my head, these were like some family went on vacation to Hawaii. They bought these there because this is like the only place you can find them. And they just ended up bringing them back here to my hometown, and they ended up in the thrift store. I have no clue if that's accurate or not, because I have not done any research on these yet, but I absolutely am excited to have these in the collection. They are super short, very, very Goosebumps style. So I think they're just going to be like Goosebumps knockoffs, but set in Hawaii. And actually, I have like an American Chiller book coming up later, so reminiscent of those as well. I just thought about it. I wonder what year these came out. I want to see if I can find it. 1997. awesome. So I'm really excited about these, right from prime Goosebumps era. So Hawaii Chillers, I have books 1, 2, 4, and 6 of this Hawaii Chillers series. If you guys know anything about this, please leave me some comments down below with some info because I need to know more. Just a really cool find from the thrift store. Speaking of American Chillers, this is Jonathan Rand's series, American Chillers, and this is book number 16, Alien Androids Assault Arizona. So I've actually never read any of Jonathan Rand's books yet, but I believe he's local because he does his Michigan Chillers series. I believe that was the precursor to American Chillers, and so I think he's local. He actually had a, in one of my relatively local malls, he had a storefront set up there, but the first time I saw it, it was getting ready to open a couple weeks later. It was right before COVID. The next time I went back after COVID, it was gone already. And so unfortunately that didn't last. But yeah, either way, like I want to support his books. Obviously, I'm not really supporting him at all because I'm buying it from the thrift store. But hey, it's in my collection. So it is what it is. But yeah, so anyway, Androids Assault, what is it? Alien Androids Assault Arizona, American Chillers, book number 16, written by Jonathan Rand. I'll collect these as I go, and eventually I will read some. Here's another one from this past weekend. This looked really interesting. So this is called Defriended, and it's written by Ruth Barron. So what this sounds like is something like the movie Unfriended, where this person is, they befriend somebody on like Facebook or whatever the platform is in this book, and it turns out that that person may have died a year earlier, and so is it a ghost? Is it someone playing a prank? I don't know, but it sounds like it's going to get pretty dark, and so it looks like it is a YA style book, YA audience, I guess, but done in the horror genre, and so it looks just really interesting. I love movies like this. Friend Request, I have a review for here up on the channel on DVD. Like that movie a lot more than I thought I would. It was actually really good, and I really enjoyed it. Unfriended, I love those two films, so I just like this idea, so I figured I would give this one a shot, especially for the price. This was a weekend find where it was half off, so why not? So yeah, Defriended, very intrigued to check this one out, written by Ruth Barron. Should be a fun one. All right, and the last book is another one from my growing Animorphs collection. This is book number 19, and this is The Departure, written by K.A. Applegate. So Animorphs is a series that I have really enjoyed as I've gone through reading them, but I ended up getting to about book 10, and now I have like the thicker Megamorphs, the first Megamorphs to read, and I haven't continued it yet for whatever reason, and so I do need to get back to that. Hopefully in 2020 that'll be something I can do, but eventually I will get to book 19, so it's now good to have this in the collection. Yeah, very excited whenever I find new Animorphs books, because I would love to have all of them, much like the original Goosebumps series. I would love to have all of those, but Animorphs, I tend to see those a little bit more often than I do the Goosebumps books, and so, you know, whenever I see one that I don't own, I pick it up, and this was one that I didn't. So we have Animorphs book number 19, what did I say? Yeah, 19, which is The Departure by K.A. Applegate. So that is the last book I picked up at the thrift store recently. So now let's go over to some TV series that I grabbed. All right, so let's start off with like the biggest and coolest find, I would argue. So I was able to find Dawson's Creek, and this is the complete first season, and then the complete second season, the complete third season, the complete fourth season, the complete fifth season, and last but not least, the complete sixth season. So that means that I found the entirety of Dawson's Creek, the entire series, and I paid 50 cents a season. Like, just absurd. Such a great deal. So the only problem with this, I went through all the discs, I don't remember it now, which I think was season 5, disc 1 is just missing. And so unfortunately I have to order that one off eBay. But the cool thing is I've already found it. It's in my eBay cart. It's like $3 or something to have it shipped. And so I just need to order that, so I have the entire thing complete. But yeah, for what is this, like $2, $2.50 with the extra disc, gonna be about $5. I have the entire series of Dawson's Creek, which is just awesome. So this is I don't know. I want to say it's from my era. Maybe like, I'm just going to hold up one of these. So I may have been a little bit under the target audience for this series when it was new, because while I watched a few episodes here and there, it was never anything I really got into. There's one episode I remember like specifically, and it is one where the, I forget what character is. They're cleaning their bar. It's closed. Some guy comes back, says he forgot something. It turns out he's actually there to rob the place. I don't know what the characters were or anything like that, but that episode always resonated with me. Probably because I'm such a true crime junkie at this point. It just makes sense. But yeah, so I do want to watch this. My friend in grad school, he was obsessed with this series. And so I figured for the super cheap price, I might as well own it and take a look and see if it's any good or not. So yeah, really excited that I was able to find all of these for such a good price. So Dawson's Creek, the complete series, minus one disc, but I'll correct that here in the coming days. But yeah, really cool find for just super, super cheap. This next one here is actually a volume 2, which I don't love having volume 2 without having volume 1, but for 50 cents, I'm not going to pass it up. This is Squidbillies, the Adult Swim program. I'll admit Squidbillies was never a favorite of mine, but I have watched it in the past and I did chuckle at it, you know, way back when. So I figured, why not give it another shot and see if it's any good or not. So this one does have, it looks like 20 episodes spread across 2 different discs. So yeah, hopefully I can find volume 1 at the thrift store at some point. That would be really cool. But in the meantime, I still have volume 2. So Squidbillies volume 2 from Adult Swim. Here is another animated series. This is one I've always enjoyed when I've watched it. I've just never watched a whole lot of it, but this is Teen Titans Go, and this is the complete first season. And these discs are all in great shape. It's complete. So, yeah, you never expect to find that when you're at the thrift store, but I've been, was getting lucky with some of these TV series. So yeah, this is just a fun animated show with, you know, some very well-known superheroes from the DC world. So yeah, this one is definitely intended for younger audiences, but it's fun. It's charming whenever I've watched it in the past, and I've always found it cute. So I figured I would grab this one. Teen Titans Go, the complete first season. Here's a completely random one that I never would have bought if it wasn't for the price, but this is Boston Legal Season 1. Now, this is a show that, like, my friends' parents always loved to watch when I was in high school, but I never got into it at all. But I figured I would give it a shot because of the actors in this. Like, Murphy Brown's in this. I mean, it's just an awesome cast on this. And so I figured give it a shot, see what it's all about, and maybe I'll like it now that I'm older. I have no idea, but I believe, you know, this is going to be a, like, procedural, I guess, like a legal procedural show. So hopefully it'll be enjoyable when I get around to it. Boston Legal Season 1. This next one is not a, like, complete season, but it's a box set. It's the first 22 episodes of Lizzie McGuire. So this is one that my sister was obsessed with this show when I was younger. And so I used to watch it relatively often, and I always enjoyed it. It's just a funny show. So what's not to like? I obviously, or admittedly, I liked Even Stevens so much better. That was really my jam. But Lizzie McGuire was always good too. So again, for 50 cents, I'm not going to pass this up. Really good deal here for 22 episodes. So yeah, you can see 4-disc set of box set volume 1 of Lizzie McGuire. So the first 22 episodes of that iconic show. Here's another one I was just genuinely shocked to see there. This is Pokemon, and I'm going to mess this up. I believe it's the Johto Journeys? Yoto Journeys? I don't know. You might know better than I do, but this is the complete collection. And so I remember looking this up. It's on 4 DVDs. And it says it's over 15 hours, so I don't know exactly what episodes this covers. I'd have no idea. But at the time I found this, I was actually reading the manga for Pokemon, and so I was just kind of into it at that point, so I figured I saw this, I might as well pick it up and see what this one is all about. So hopefully when I read the second volume of the manga, I'll get back into it, and I'll give this one a viewing. So a really cool find. Pokemon, the Johto Journeys. I don't know, correct me because I'm dumb, I don't know. But let me know how you pronounce that down below. But anyway, this one should be really cool. Next up is another one where I wish I had the first season, but the second season will do. This is CSI, the complete second season. Now, I'll admit, I may have found the first season at another thrift store. I honestly don't remember at this point, but either way, I do have CSI Miami seasons 1 through 3, and I now have at least CSI Miami season 2. I love this series, but this is not one that I ever see myself completing. Now, if I find some more seasons at the thrift store, yeah, I'll pick them up. But yeah, there's just too many episodes, too many seasons to collect, and it just is not practical to have all of those in my collection. But again, for the low price, I might as well pick it up and give it a watch because I love the show. So why not? So CSI, the complete second season. And last but not least is a show that I've never seen before, but my dad loves it. He was actually talking about this weekend. He had like a free trial of HBO Max, and he was talking about rewatching this because he loves The Sopranos, and this is the complete first season of Sopranos. So I would love to own this complete series on Blu-ray at some point, but in the meantime, I figured I would give the first season a watch and see how it is. Now, this is one that, frankly, I could probably end up getting rid of down the line because it is on HBO Max, which I do subscribe to, and I would like to have this on Blu-ray with the complete series. So I figured grab it now. It's 50 cents. Why not just grab it? And then down the line, if I want to trade it in, I can do that. But yeah, The Sopranos complete first season. Let me know if I should start with this one, guys, because I've always heard great things about this and I want to check it out eventually. So yeah, very happy to find this one. Sopranos season 1. And that is going to be the last item that I ended up picking up in this haul. All right, guys. So there are the books I grabbed. The TV series, they're just too heavy. They're staying down there. But yeah, very excited about this haul because there is just some really cool things in here. And these TV series at 50 cents each, like you can't pass that up. That is such a good bargain. And so why not grab them? If I trade them away later, I trade them away, but for now, they are in the collection, which is always fun. But let me know down in the comments below, what have you guys been finding at the thrift store lately? Anything cool, anything we're talking about? Leave those comments down below, and let me know where I should start with this stack here. Is Sopranos as good as everyone says it is? Is my dad right? Is it amazing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But as always, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give this one a like down below. That really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies or books, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. And I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.